From Beaver Stadium in University Park, Pennsylvania, it's the Penn State Nittany Lions versus the Iowa Hawkeyes. This game is brought to you by Dodge. For a good buy, see the good guys at your local Dodge dealer today. By Genesee Beer, our one brewery makes it best. And by your 40,000 Westinghouse neighbors in Pennsylvania who help make products that conserve energy by using it efficiently. Hi, everybody. Oh, what a beautiful afternoon we have for football here at University Park. I'm Ray Scott. George Paterno is by my side, and we're looking forward to the invasion of the Iowa Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes after a big win, George. Penn State after a tough loss. What do you expect?
Well, Ray, let me say, first of all, it's just a super day for a football game, and I think our fans will see a great game. Iowa's a strong Big Ten team who just come off a big win over Syracuse after losing a close game to highly ranked Illinois. I think the Penn State people have their work cut out for them today. In many ways, this might be Penn State's most important game, Ray. The team is a little emotionally down after a loss to Ohio State, and this is the type of game they have to show their character. Can they come off that loss? They can't look back. They got to go out and face the adversary right now and prove that this is a good team.
Former great Penn State running back, former All-American Charlie Pittman is with us today on the field, and he's with head coach Joe Paterno. Charlie?
Joe, glad to see you. Nice to come down to Beaver Stadium and on a Saturday day to see a beautiful football game.
Great to see you again, Charlie. You look good, and there's a lot of fond memories of you on this stadium.
Joe, a couple quick questions. After a tough game to a great Ohio State team, in a game that you probably could have won, is there any fear of a letdown today from your team? And if so, what would a coach do today to prevent that?
Well, I hope not, Charlie. I think we're mature enough and have enough character that we'll come back from that loss last week and play well. We've started off kind of slow Monday and Tuesday. I think we were tired physically and emotionally, but Wednesday and Thursday we practiced much better, and I think are ready to play well. But Iowa's a really good football team. I think a lot of people around town have underestimated how good Iowa is, and I hope that hasn't gotten through to the squad. I think the squad has got to understand they're going to have to play awfully tough and for a long time today in order to play well. And if they do that, I think we'll be all right.
What do you think, Joe, that both offensively and defensively we have to do to beat this Iowa team?
Well, I think we've got to throw the ball well. They're going to press us, I'm sure, and I think we're going to have to make some big plays on offense. And then defensively, we're just going to be tough on the line of scrimmage. They've got a very strong running game, and I think we have to be alert. But we got to play a good, solid football game, Charlie.
Thank you, Joe, very much for your comments, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Charlie. Good luck to you.
Thank you. Back upstairs.
Okay, Charlie. Now, who do we look for on this Iowa team?
Well, Ray, you'd have to look at number 17, Caldwell. He's a fine quarterback. He can throw the ball, though he hasn't thrown too much lately, but he runs the option awfully well. And I'm sure the Iowa scouts saw how Ohio State ran the outside option against Penn State, and Caldwell can run with the ball.
All right, they have a good option attack. That puts the pressure on whom defensively for Penn State?
Well, you'd have to say it would be put the pressure on the outside linebackers, number 97, DeAnge, and number 38, Hostetler. Now, last week, Ohio State scored 2 touchdowns on some defensive lapses. In the very multiple defenses that Penn State plays, the outside linebackers at one time a linebacker, and the next time they might be an end. So they can't make a mistake or they're going to let a big play occur.
Okay, shortly before the kickoff, we're interested in what Charlie Pittman again has to say. He's down on the playing field. Charlie?
Great day for a football game. The weather's beautiful, just beautiful. The sun is shining, no wind as of yet. The field's in excellent playing conditions. Should make for a great fast track, and no one should have any complaints about the weather today. And we'll be right back after this.
Number 69, Beaver. At tight end, number 13, Tom Renn. At quarterback, number 17, Butch Caldwell.
Well, all the ingredients are present, George, for an outstanding football game. I think that loss to Illinois, as we have a moment or so here to talk about it, is a little bit misleading. As I understand it, Iowa just plain messed up a couple of punts. I'm told that their punter took his eye off the ball one time. The ball hit him on the letters on the snapback. Another one was blocked, and they literally gave Illinois 17 points.
That's correct, Ray. Iowa played a fine game against Illinois, and as we know, Illinois went out and beat Missouri last week. So if Penn State takes Iowa lightly, it could be a very long day for them. I hope that young Andrews got his confidence. At times he looked very good last week, and I just think he's capable of having a super day today.
Caldwell has thrown and run for good yardage. But Iowa has a tailback by the name of Sheeler. Now, he was listed number 2 in the spring. A young man by the name of Schick actually was to have been the starting tailback, but looking at the way Sheeler has run, I don't know how Schick could be that much better.
Well, Coach Cummings is a good friend of mine, and he's very high on Sheeler. And, of course, Sheeler will be the... Sheeler will be the trailing back on those option plays, and if he gets loose, he could cause a lot of trouble.
Well, it would appear that when the Penn State team makes its appearance, which is right now, that they're in for quite a welcome. So let's listen to it. One note that we should make on the subject of Penn State, George, I believe that safety Gary Peterkuski, if he plays today, will be playing under somewhat of a handicap. Is that right?
Yes, Ray. He has a pull muscle in the groin area. And I think young Goodman might start. But he's a fine athlete.
The co-captains are going out for the Hawkeyes. Number 13, Tom Renn, their tight end, and number 17, the before-mentioned Butch Caldwell. And I don't know whether we have enough time to identify all the Penn State captains. They're well represented. The officials for today's game. The referee is Bill Parkinson. The umpire from the Big Ten is Tom Manning. The linesman, James McGuckin. The line judge from the Big Ten, Gene Carabine. The field judge from the Big Ten, John Everett. The back judge, James Egan. The clock operator, Ronald Thomas.
Today's officials, the referee is...
I have a coin, a head and a tail. Who's going to call? I must catch it. Call. Because heads, it's a head, white's win the toss. You're going to receive? You're going to receive. Which way were you? Stand over there, Blue. Over here, White. All right, White wins the toss. All right, shake hands. Iowa wins the toss. I'll be right in the middle. Right.
So, not Butch, but Jim Caldwell, a defensive back, and Tom Renn, a defensive end, representing Iowa, won the toss. They've elected to receive, so we're going to get a chance here, George, to see Butch Caldwell, Ernie Wheeler, his fullback, John Lazar, two great wide receivers, Mosley and Cook. Now, ordinarily, they will not be in the game at the same time, but they have blinding speed. Dennis Mosley and Jesse Cook. Their number 1 receiver has been split end Jim McNulty, number 87, and Grind, the tight end, number 13, is experienced.
Ray, I think Iowa will come out running the ball, try to test Penn State's defense, see if they're tired after the Ohio State game. I look for them to run to the tight end side quite a bit.
And Iowa's offensive line is big, as Ohio State's is. They'll outweigh Penn State defensively.
Iowa's offensive line will outweigh Penn State's line approximately 25 to 30 pounds per man.
Dennis Mosley, there's Iowa's speedy wide receiver, will be back in the middle of a threesome to receive this kickoff. He'll be teamed with Ernie Sheeler, their regular tailback, and number 28, Jesse Cook, who teams with Mosley at the 1 wide receiver spot. So a lot of speed represented as Matt Barr tees it up and gets ready to kick off. So we're underway from Beaver Stadium. The Hawkeyes and the Nittany Lions underway from Beaver Stadium. The kick from Barr to Mosley at the 8-yard line. 15 and out of bounds. So Dennis Mosley is run out of bounds at the Hawkeye 15-yard line by Joe Lowley, a defensive end, and it's marked at the 16-yard line, 1st and 10. Butch Caldwell, the quarterback, number 17. Ernie Sheeler, number 37. John Lazar, number 44, are the running backs. This is Caldwell on a keeper. And he gets about 4 yards before running into Ron Crosby. Now let's identify the Iowa offensive line for you. Barry Tomasetti of Old Forge, Pennsylvania, number 72, Gary Evans, 68, Mike Mayer, 60, Bruce Davis, 63, and Stan Wojan, 69, are the interior linemen for the Hawkeyes. Second down, 6 Iowa from the Iowa 20. Mosley in motion. This is the man in motion. Dennis Mosley, brought down by Gary Peter Kusky, who is a starter, and it's an Iowa first down, George.
Ray, that was the man in motion as the pitch man. They ran the fake of the fullback off tackle, and they come out and ran that outside option as we said they would do.
So the Hawkeyes pick up a first down. They send McNulty, number 87, to the right. They have their tight end Grind on the left side. Whoa! Bill Banks, number 85, really put a shoulder into Caldwell, and he gets a yard to the 29-yard line.
Iowa's putting 2 wide receivers to the wide side of the field and running back to the short side of the field to the tight end, challenging those outside linebackers.
We'll set up the Penn State defense for you. Crosby, 64, Benjamin, 70, Petruccio, 99, Banks, 85. They're the front 4. Second down, 9, Hawkeyes. That's Mosley in motion. Caldwell escaped the first man, but ran into Petruccio. Allerman almost had him at the line of scrimmage. It will be third down, 5, 33-yard line of Iowa.
Again, that time it was a slot formation to the sidelines. They put the slot man in motion and ran a similar play to the tight end side. At that time, Allerman come in and made a fine play.
The linebackers are Hostetler, 38, Allerman, 53, DePasso, 95, and DeAnge, 97. Third and 5. Caldwell. Marker down. Ernie Sheeler was really hit hard by Joe DeAnge, but a marker is down. It's against Iowa, tentatively, I think, holding, George.
I think so, Ray.
So it will be either 4th and 5 or 3rd and about 15.
The play developed so quickly, I don't see how a lineman could have gotten downfield.
Penalty is declined. Marty and Donovan are back as twin return men. Now, let's see if Penn State tries to hurry this punter or bother him, George.
Well, I think, Ray, I think on the first punt, they will go for the return here. They set up for a return here.
Dan Matter is the punter. Good punt. Maudie at the 20. To the 31-yard line, and Penn State has it there. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Penn State nothing, Ohio State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Penn State has the ball for the first time today from the Penn State 31-yard line. Andrus at quarterback. He tried to find Cephalo. Defending was Rod Sears, but Penn State's coming out throwing with Millard in at tailback, number 28, and Matt Suey, number 32, in at fullback.
Well, Ray, last week they had a lot of receivers open, and I think that they feel that they can really throw the ball. That was off play action. It was a double out, and actually the receiver was open. The ball was a little late.
Second down, 10. Millard, wing back right. Suey. 2 very tough yards. It'll be 3rd and 8 as Nate Washington played it very well. The defensive left end, number 96, stopping the freshman Suey. Donovan brings in the play. 3rd and 8, Penn State 33. 2.5 minutes have gone by, no score. Donovan left, Cephalo right. Cephalo in motion. Suey. He is short of a first down. Has tackled Joe Hufford, number 31, made the tackle. It is 4th down, punt formation time for Penn State.
All right, Andrews sets back. It's a quick screen over here to Suey. Tries to turn it upfield. Not quite enough for the first down.
Fair catch. Iowa will start from the Iowa 24-yard line. Dave Becker grabbed off that punt as Scott Fitzke got off a good punt. Charlie Pittman, quick thoughts here in the opening moments.
I think the offense is going to have to try to control the football today because after the game against Ohio State, they spent a lot of time on the field. And if my memory serves me correctly, only 12 defensive men played for Penn State last week, so we're going to have to really try to control the football.
First and 10, Iowa. Thank you, Charlie, from the Hawkeye 25-yard line. Again, they have the man in motion. This is Lazar. And he ran into Tony Petruccio. Fine defensive play.
Ray, Penn State staying in its basic 44 defense much more this week so far than last week. And it was a fine play by Petruccio. He came across the line real hard.
The cornerbacks, defensive halfbacks, are Bill Crummey, number 23 on the right, Neil Hutton, number 26 on the left, and Gary Peter Kuski, number 42, is the safety man. It is 2nd down and 10. Caldwell. Boy, if ever a defense surrounded a football, but Grimes somehow came up with it.
All right, this is off bootleg action. Caldwell comes out to his right, finds Grimes. There's plenty of defensive people there. He just drilled it in perfectly.
First down, Iowa. The Hawkeyes' second first down of the game. This brings Iowa to the Iowa 39. First quarter, no score, 10.5 minutes left in the period. This is Sheely, the tailback. And Bill Crummey made a fine defensive play, the defensive halfback.
Tackled by Crummey.
As Ernie Sheeler, the leading ground gainer for the Hawkeyes, is held for no gain.
Crosby did a fine job on that, stringing a play out, allowing Crummey to come up and make the tackle.
Coach Bob Cummings of Iowa is alternating at wide receiver between McNulty and Schultz with the plays. Here's his slot formation to the left. Caldwell, and he might have a first down at the 49 before Ron Crosby brought him down. Petruccio had him deep, but his quickness enabled him to elude Petruccio.
All right, again, bootleg action. Crosby comes in a little too tight. Watch him get sucked in here, and Caldwell turns the corner and turns it up for good yardage. That defensive end must contain the quarterback and keep the football in his inside shoulder.
Measurement for the down. That's close. So a double tight end offense in here. Jim Swift, the tight end, number 91, will come in. They'll take out Dennis Mosley, a wide receiver. 9:33 left first quarter, no score. But Iowa has moved to 2 first downs so far in this first quarter, and within inches of a third at midfield.
Ray, both of the plays that they've made first downs off bootleg action. Penn State will have to come harder with their ends.
A full house backfield. First down. Banks brings Doughton Sheeler, but not before the tailback gets an Iowa first down at the Penn State 48.5-yard line. This is the first time that either team has been across midfield. Oh, what a day for a football game. McNulty, the number 1 receiver for the Hawkeyes, is wide to the right. Mosley is in a slot to the right. The fullback, Lazar, ran into Petruccio and Tom DePasso. Result, short gain, 1.5 yards. Second down, 8. Change up front. Demetrius Tyson will move in at offensive left tackle to replace Barry Tomasetti, the tackle from Old Forge, Pennsylvania. Caldwell has Lazar and Sheeler behind him. This is Sheeler. And Penn State played that option play very well.
That is played it perfectly, Ray. That time Crosby strung it out and Hosteller come up and make the tackle. That's the way you draw it up on the board.
Now the Hawkeyes are in a 3rd and long, 3rd and 8 to be specific, and Jim McNulty will bring in the play.
First big play of the game.
Over the ball comes Mike Mayer. Wide right, McNulty. Slot right, Mosley. Bruce Clark is in defensively for Penn State, a linebacker. Look at this guy go. Penn State had Caldwell for a loss, and he escaped.
Now Caldwell makes a great individual effort. Banks actually has him. Several people have a shot at him. Shrugs him off, turns it upfield, and makes a big play for Iowa.
It's close to a first down. As we await a measurement, we remind you announcers on this telecast are contracted by Total Communication Systems, and any use of this program without the consent of Total Communication Systems is prohibited. First down, Iowa, inside the Penn State 40. And Butch Caldwell, as you pointed out before the game, George, this young man from Dayton, Ohio, is the key so far to the Iowa offense.
Yes, Ray, and he's a good runner. We can see he's a good, strong runner, and he's got a lot of poise.
Hawkeyes, 1st and 10, Penn State 39. Good drive underway. 7 minutes left first quarter, no score. Caldwell again. He's going deep. Peter Kuski intercepts. It is ruled down at the 1-yard line rather than a touchback, George.
Well, let's take a look at this. It's play action off tackle. Caldwell throws a deep pass, although there's good coverage. Let's see if Peter Kuski catches it in the end zone or on the 1-yard line. The impetus, if it carries in the end zone, the ball should have been a safety. No, he landed his leg.
You mean a touchback, not a safety.
Touchback, Ray. His foot landed first.
Now, Penn State in very dangerous territory at the Penn State 1-yard line. Suey gets about 2 yards to the 3. He ran into middle linebacker Tom Rusk. And let's give you some names now for the Iowa defense. Ben Shooter, 97. Vasquez, 45. Huppert, 31. Washington, 96, front 4. Moore, 86. Rusk, 47. Feuerbach, 32, the linebacker. Second down, 8 from the Penn State 3. 3:49. Go. Intended for Cepalo, it'll be 3rd and 8. Covering was cornerback Rod Sears, number 19.
Ray, Iowa's playing the linebacker on a tight end very loose. Shule was open on that play.
So Tom Donovan brings in the play selection now. That from our ground level camera gives us a close-up of a huddle. 3rd down, 8. Suey. No gain. Beautiful defensive play by linebacker Tom Rusk. It is 4th down, and Penn State is still in trouble.
All right, this is just a handoff to Suey. Iowa's in man-to-man coverage, and they have a safety right on the slot, and the linebacker's up there, too. He tries to break a couple of tackles, but he slowed up just a little too much to turn the corner.
Fitzke is punting. Dave Becker is the only man back for Iowa with 5.5 minutes left in the first quarter and no score. Marker down. Becker at the 37. A penalty flag is down at the 6-yard line.
It looked like defensive right tackle of Iowa might have been offside on that play.
So we'll...
Put the ball way up there.
Illegal procedure, Iowa. So Fitzke now will have a little bit more room if Penn State elects to accept the penalty.
Illegal procedure against Penn State declined by
Oh, was it?
Iowa.
No, I'm sorry. I beg your pardon. It was illegal procedure against Penn State. So the kick stands. Timeout on the field. Score. Penn State nothing, Iowa nothing. We'll be back right after this. Iowa, great field position. 33 of Penn State after a Penn State punt. 1st and 10. Mosley. Oh, he almost broke it.
Dennis Mosley carries
Bill
the ball.
Crummey saved a possible touchdown as the speedy Dennis Mosley, coming as a back in motion, gets a first down at the 20-yard line of Penn State.
They put Mosley in motion and ran the ball right up the middle.
Schultz and Mosley wide left. Lazar gets 2 yards, running into Petruccio and Bill Banks.
Tackled by Petruzio.
2-yard gain. 2nd down 8 at the Penn State 18, and this quarter has been almost totally dominated by Iowa.
Ray, Penn State looks a trifle flat so far.
Penn State has yet to pick up the first down.
On 3 defense. Nice loud.
Bob Palayton, the freshman from Atlantic City, is in at defensive tackle now for Penn State. Sheeler to the 13, where it will be 3rd and 3. Joe DeAnge brought him down, but here comes a crucial down. A new tailback, Tom Renn, number 22, goes into the game.
That time Iowa put Mosley in motion and ran a counter trap right up the middle. They're making pretty good yardage up there.
The ball spotted at the 14, so it is 3rd and 4. Caldwell, first down and goal to go.
Butch Caldwell carries.
This is the same play that Ohio State ran last week for a touchdown. The inside linebacker did not fill from the inside, and Caldwell turned it up for a first down.
So the Hawkeyes have a 1st and goal at the Penn State 8. 3.5 minutes left to play first quarter. We have a timeout on the field with the score Penn State nothing and Iowa nothing. We'll be back right after this. The Iowa Hawkeyes, almost totally dominating the first quarter, have a 1st and goal at the Penn State 8-yard line with Butch Caldwell at quarterback, Lazar at fullback, Sheeler at tailback, and they have Tom Renn in. It's a full house, straight T formation. This is Lazar to the 5.
John Lazar carries.
John Lazar ran into Kurt
Tackled by
Alleman.
Alleman.
Bill Crummy.
As we said, Ray, Iowa's challenged Penn State's defensive line with this two tight ends, full house offense, and Penn State must stun a little bit more and attack them. They need a big play here on defense.
3rd and goal. The ball just short of the 5. Let's call it the 6. 3rd and goal. A new tight end, number 80, Haig. This is the tailback. Running out of right halfback, really, Tom Renn, number 22, and the ball is going to be spotted around the 2-yard line. It is 3rd and goal, and another tight end now goes in.
That was an off-tackle play from the full house. Good running by the right halfback. He almost got in for the touchdown.
3rd and goal. This is Renn. Touchdown. So the Hawkeyes go 30. Let's see, was it the 33-yard drive? 33-yard drive.
This is a repeat of the previous play. 2 backs lead up. It's off tackle. They kick out the end, and Gren goes in there and runs it real tough. Touchdown.
Nick Paterno is the kicker. The holder is Piro, a substitute quarterback. It's obvious now Penn State had best take Iowa seriously. 7-0 Iowa. Now let's take a look at our sideline analyst Charlie Pittman in action during his days at Penn State. Donovan, Fitzke, Motti. Back for Iowa's kickoff. 2:26 left to play first quarter, and I honestly believe we have a stunned audience here in person at this Beaver Stadium today, George.
Well, Ray, if Penn State don't kick the lethargy here, they're going to be in for a long afternoon.
Portero's kick. This is Fitzke at the 7. Iowa hitting with great authority, and that was Steve Vasquez, a defensive lineman, who brought down Fitzke short of the 20-yard line. The first time that Penn State's had the football here in the first quarter, it's obvious they would like to go to the air. Andrews has 2 wide receivers to the left. Malott. Rich Malott.
Penn State has 2 wide receivers here to the wide side of the field. It's just a pitch sweep to Malott to the tight end. Fine block by Shula. Shuey gets up there, gets a piece of him. He turns it up for a nice gain.
Gain of 7 yards on first down. Penn State looking for first down number 1. And we're in the final 2 minutes of the first quarter. Second down 3. Suey. He does not get a first down. Middle linebacker Tom Rusk, number 47, made a good hit with help from linebacker Dean Moore. It is 3rd and 1 at the Penn State 26.5.
That's a mistake of a young back. 2 yards ago, he should have turned up tough, try to make that first down. He's taking things the ball a little too wide.
Cephalo comes wide right. disqualified as Malott lost his footing. The Hawkeyes are high as a kite. And there's Coach Bob Cummings, who had a great high school record at Massillon, Ohio, and he feels he's turning this Iowa football program around.
He's a good friend of mine. He's doing a great job.
Fitzke to punt to Jim Caldwell and Dave Becker. Fine punt. Caldwell, fair catch. Hawkeye 30, 21 seconds to go, first quarter. Coming up at halftime, we'll have a special feature with a different look at Penn State's Heisman Trophy winner, John Cappelletti. That's at halftime today.
Let's see if Penn State's defense can really tighten up here and force Iowa to turn the ball over.
McNulty is the wide receiver to the right. The tight end, Grine, is on the left side. Mosley in motion. Lazar, the fullback.
John Lazar.
And Tony Petruccio made yet another fine defensive play. No gain. Second down 10.
Penn State blitzed the defense on the side of the tight end that time.
1 second left in the quarter, and there's the end of the first quarter. With a score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Hawkeyes, 2nd and 10. This is the tailback, Sheeler. He gets about 2 yards.
Ernie Sheeler carries.
In the first quarter, Iowa had the ball for 21 plays, Penn State for 9. Iowa picked up 6 first downs, Penn State none.
That was a draw play off of a fake rollout. Penn State seems to be tightening up a bit. Now here's a real key play for Penn State to see if they can take the ball back here.
3rd down, 8 at the Iowa 33. Very close to a first down is tailback Ernie Sheeler, who came out of the backfield.
Pass complete to Sheeler.
All right, we have a delay pass to the tailback, sliding out over the middle, timed out perfectly. Penn State's linebackers are a little slow reacting here, coming up to make a tackle. Orleman did not get a good hit on him, and he slides forward for 2 more yards, and same with the end.
It is 4th down, and the Hawkeyes are going for the first down.
They've come to play football.
4th down, inches at the Iowa 41-yard line. Caldwell keeps it for the first down. So the Hawkeyes continue to dominate Penn State.
Caldwell carries. First down, Iowa.
Right now, Iowa is making the plays they have to sustain their drive. They're not doing too much. They're sweeping towards the motion and running a little counter up the middle off it and some bootleg action.
McNulty to the left. Mosley, slot left. Mosley in motion. Caldwell peaks. 3 yards. Bill Banks brought him down. It'll be 2nd down 7.
Tackled by Banks.
Remember now, this is an Iowa team that absolutely destroyed Syracuse last week. Matt Millen replaces Tom DePasso at linebacker. Hostetler hit the intended receiver Mosley just as the ball arrived. It will be 3rd and 7.
That was bootleg action I just mentioned before, trying to hit the slot back out in the flat. Could have been an interception.
I'm sure you heard one of the Hawkeyes or maybe one of the coaches yelling to the team, keep it going. We'll know in a moment. It's 3rd and 7 Iowa from the Iowa 45. Hawkeyes lead 7-0 early second quarter. This is Sheeler. And he does not get a first down. He gets to the 49 where Matt Millen, and I hope I'm pronouncing that freshman's name, is it Millen? Millen? Millen?
I believe it's Millen. He's
Okay.
a freshman, and they're very high on him, Ray, very high on him. That play again was that sweep towards the motion. Penn State has to come into that motion defensively with a little bit more of a enthusiasm and attack it a little bit.
Now, whether it's worth anything or not, we'll mention the fact that Penn State has only one return man back. Let's see if this means they're going to try and bother the Iowa punter, who had trouble against Illinois. And that difficulty led to 2 Illinois touchdowns. Rich Motti is the only return man back. Good protection, but a short punt. Good roll for Iowa. All the way down at the Penn State 6. So once again, Penn State has poor field position. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Penn State from the Penn State 6, 1st and 10. Suey, a grudging yard or so, and the Hawkeyes are definitely ready to play football today. Penn State has not picked up a first down, and we have 12.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Second down, 7 from the Penn State 9. Malott almost broke it for a first down. It's going to be 3rd and 2 at the Penn State 15. Rich Malott, the sophomore from Coriopolis. Matt Suey, the freshman from State College at fullback. John Andrus, the senior from Greensburg at quarterback. Greg Kubas, who was a guard and is now a tight end, wearing number 91, is in the game. 3rd and 2 at the Penn State 15. Suey, first down. Dave Becker of the secondary made the tackle, but Penn State has first down number 1.
We have an off-tackle play, a fine block by Malott, number 28. Watch him kick out the end. Suey turns it up inside, makes a good first down, something Penn State really needs.
So a little bit of operating room for Penn State now at the Penn State 22. Ball kicked in the air. Intercepted by number 47, Tom Russ, and Iowa has the ball. It was tipped by Nate Washington. And the Hawkeyes have a first down at the Penn State 12-yard line. Here it is again.
Penn State's operating out of a double wing. Again, Andres is holding on their ball too long. Allows the defensive tackle to tip it.
So Iowa will have a full house backfield. First down, Iowa at the Penn State 11. This is Renn, the right halfback, and he gets about 4 yards on first down. Hawkeyes lead 7-0 and bid for more early in the second quarter. From the 11 to the 7, it'll be second down 6. Pegg comes in at tight end. So it's a double tight end, full house backfield. Caldwell, and Penn State played the pitch very, very well. Kurt Allerman hit down Ernie Sheeler and Ron Hostetler.
All right, this is the fake-off tackle. The quarterback keeps the ball, similar to what Ohio State did, makes the pitch, and Hostetler comes up, makes a fine play. Crosby made a fine play. That's perfect defense.
Result, loss maybe of a yard. Third down, the ball between the 7 and 8 yard line. McNulty to the left. Jesse Cook is in a slot to the left.
Watch for a bootleg.
And the tight end, Tom Renn, jumped across the line for the Hawkeyes. 5 yards against Iowa, marched off by referee Bill Parkinson.
I look for Iowa to run a bootleg to the twin side and try to hit one of those receivers coming under.
It is 3rd and 12. The ball between the Penn State 12 and 13-yard line. Schultz left. Cook left. Marker down. A marker was down about 20 seconds ago. In fact, 2 markers are down. Let's see what we have. Clipping penalty against Iowa.
Let's see if we can pick up the clip. This is the bootleg I was talking about. It might be on Crosby. Here it is on Crosby from behind. I was wondering why that Cordell was able to get outside him so easily. Yet he still has too much time to run around.
15 yards back to the 37-yard line. So now Iowa has a 3rd down and 36.
Penn State should watch for the screen or that tailback delay over the middle again.
That was Mosley in motion. A marker is down again.
Iowa's left guard was offside, I believe.
Caldwell wrapped up by Petruccio and Banks.
Illegal motion on the white. Captain Blue, if you decline a foul now, it's 4th down. Very, very long. You decline it. Illegal motion on the white, decline.
So, as a result of declining that penalty, as explained by referee Bill Parkinson, Iowa, which a moment ago had a great opportunity to score, is now faced with a 4th and very long yardage. Doug Pirro, a substitute quarterback, will be in holding position for what appears to be a Nick Paterno field goal attempt of 56 yards.
Then Penn State should watch for the fake here. There's a long field goal.
It's over the end line, touchback. Penn State will have the football at the Penn State 20. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Penn State has the ball at the Penn State 20 after a field goal attempt was short. Iowa leading 7-0, second quarter. This is Malott powering his way for about 4 yards. Penn State has just 1 first down so far. We have 8.5 minutes left to play in the first half. Penn State has not been able to cross midfield. It's been that kind of a first half. Dave Stutz is in the game. He'll be the fullback. Matt Suey will be the tailback. Suey.
Ray, Penn State's been experimenting with this duo of Stutz. Okay. Watch Suey take the ball. Now watch Stutz come up there and make a fine block in here. Gets his body in front, enables Suey to make an inside cut. This is a very powerful duo of running backs.
I don't know how Suey got out of that pile-up, but he gets a first down at the 30. There goes Stutz to the 36-yard line before Steve Vasquez brought him down.
It's a fine run by Stutz. He does it on his own. Nice block by the pulling guard.
Offensive line, George Reener, Tony Williott, Keith Dorney, Ron Argenta, Brad Benson. Second down 5 at the Penn State 35. That's Suey. First down, marker down. Iowa may have been offside, but Suey gets a first down at the 45. And if so, this will be the first time in this first half. Penn State has had back-to-back first downs.
You got a bigger, first of all, the kind of penalty, you get more yards.
I think State can run the ball over the tackle to the tight end side where they have a loose linebacker. They've been successful at that position so far.
Suey goes out of the game now. Stutz is the fullback. Cepalo, first down, 44-yard line of Iowa. Rod Sears made the tackle. That's Penn State's first venture into Iowa territory.
Andrus has all the time in the world, looks his field over. Here comes Cepalo on a turn-in. He delivers the ball. Sodergran makes the tackle, but I still feel Andrus is holding on to the ball a trifle too long.
Fitzke to the right, Monty to the left. Malott to the 38-yard line, where Dean Moore, one of the Iowa linebackers, made the tackle, but this is the first consistent offense that Penn State has mounted today.
This is all right, watch the lead draw, fakes to the fullback leads up, hands off to Malott, makes a good cut. Malott's looking good. I expect him to break one for a long distance.
Second and 5 at the Iowa 38. Suey. Suey is held for no gain as Chuck Danzy of the secondary made a fine effort.
All right, now watch Suey on this. He should have stayed upfield. All right, follows Stutz, gets in the hole, then he flattens out a little bit, loses his momentum, and he doesn't make any yardage. That's youthful enthusiasm.
Third and 5 at the Iowa 38. Suey behind the line. Linebacker Dean Moore. The fans are booing. They thought an offside penalty should have been called, but apparently the Hawkeyes were able to get back in time, and Fitzke is into punt with 5 minutes left in the first half. Snapping the ball is Greg Kubis. Back for the punt is Dave Becker. At the 5, into the end zone. So on the touchback, Iowa will have the ball at the Iowa 20. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. First and 10, Iowa 20. Caldwell has been a fine quarterback in this first half. That's Lazar. The fullback up the middle to the 34-yard line before Hostetler and Peter Kuski brought him down.
First down, Iowa.
John Lazar, number 44, the Iowa fullback.
That was a fullback trap up the middle with an influenced block. It was very well executed.
First down, Iowa. Mosley in motion. Caldwell. To the 39-yard line for 5 yards. Otterman pinned him down.
Butch Caldwell.
Less than 4 minutes now remaining in the first half. Defensive change, Paul Matasavage, a freshman from Waterbury, Connecticut, comes in at tackle to replace Tony Petruccio. Second down, 5. Lazar, 2 yards. It'll be 3rd and 4. And there was Matasavage and DePasso.
Tackled by Benjamin.
Iowa came back with that same play again. That time was stopped by the inside linebacker in a tackle.
So this play could well decide if Penn State gets the football again in the first half. 3rd down, 4 at the Iowa 41. Schultz and Mosley to the left. Intended for Bill Schultz. It'll be 4th down, and Penn State will apparently get the football.
Pass intended for Schultz. Incomplete.
Well, State settled down defensively. Now let's see what the offense can get something going.
Dan Matter is the Iowa punter. Donovan and Motti will be back as twin return men. And in case of a short punt, Neil Hutton is there.
Ray, Iowa's playing a lot of man-to-man coverage on the wide people. I think Penn State could hit a fly pattern or an out and up.
Short punt. Good roll for Iowa. And Penn State will be deep again around the 10-yard line.
When you're hot, you're hot.
In coming weeks, we'll have some familiar Penn State names and faces for you on the sidelines as our on-the-field analysts. We'll have Dan Natale, Mike Reed, and on the same day, we're going to have Chuck Burkhart and Bobby Campbell. And Penn State fans remember that duo from a certain Orange Bowl game against Kansas.
Syracuse nothing.
So let's see what the offensive plan calls for here from the Penn State 10-yard line. Malott.
Rich Malott carried.
To the 17-yard line. Marker down. And one of the Penn State players is hurt.
Dead ball foul.
Personal foul, Iowa. Official timeout.
We believe it's tight end Mickey Schuler.
A second quarter score. Temple 7.
15 yards. Personal foul. Iowa. First down, Penn State 32.
Our viewers should notice how tightly the defensive backs of Iowa are playing Penn State's receivers. It will take one well-executed play to get a big piece of yardage here.
Now, I believe that Penn State has taken one of its 3 remaining timeouts here with 2:42 left to play in the first half. There was a timeout because of the injury. Now, whether Penn State additionally has asked for a timeout or not, I'm not sure. The scoreboard indicates that Penn State still has its full quota of timeouts, but no, that still, Mickey Schuler is still being attended to. And that's the reason. Mickey Schuler, the junior from Enola.
Nothing.
So let's see what the offensive plan calls for here from the Penn State 10-yard line. Malott.
Rich Malott carried.
To the 17-yard line. Marker down. And one of the Penn State players is hurt.
Dead ball foul.
Personal foul, Iowa. Officials timeout.
We believe it's tight end Mickey Schuler.
A second quarter score. Temple 7.
15 yards. Personal foul. Iowa. First down, Penn State 32.
Our viewers should notice how tightly the defensive backs of Iowa are playing Penn State's receivers. It would take one well-executed play to get a big piece of yardage here.
Now, I believe that Penn State has taken one of its 3 remaining timeouts here with 2:42 left to play in the first half. There was a timeout because of the injury. Now, whether Penn State additionally has asked for a timeout or not, I'm not sure. The scoreboard indicates that Penn State still has its full quota of timeouts, but no, that still, Mickey Schuler is still being attended to. And that's the reason. Mickey Schuler, the junior from Enola, has, of course, been a very important young man in Penn State's offense these last several seasons. He'll be replaced by sophomore Andy Oncotts from Northampton when play is resumed.
Sometimes a substitute under these circumstances really light a fire under a team. Let's see how the Penn State players respond to one of their buddies getting injured.
College, you know, is different things to different people. So, yet another graduate of Penn State says the stay here at State College was definitely worth it. Mickey Schuler aided to his feet now. Trainer Chuck Medler and assistants aid him to the sidelines. Penn State has a 1st and 10 at the Penn State 32-yard line. Andrus. To the 36-yard line where Dean Moore and Doug Benshooter bring him down. 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd down 6, and Rich Motti will bring Andrus.
They had Sefero and Donovan to the same side of the field, but they ran the same pattern. One of them made a mistake.
2nd and 6. Suey. First down. Suey gets a first down at the Penn State 46, and now it's a battle against the clock. A minute 52 left in the half, and John Dunn, a sophomore from Hillsdale, New York, number 62, is at left tackle in place of George Reener.
Suey showed fine balance on that particular play. Penn State still needs a big play to get down in there close. Get some points. Penn
State has asked for a timeout, so Penn State has 2 timeouts remaining now. The offensive line for the Nittany Lions, John Dunn, Tony Williott, Keith Dorney, Ron Argenta, and Brad Benson. Tight end is Andy Oncotts in place of the injured Mickey Schuler. And Andrus is going to consult with Joe Paterno. Coming up at halftime, we'd like to remind you again, we'll have a special feature with a different look at Penn State's Heisman Trophy winner, John Cappelletti. The Hawkeyes lead 7-0. Threatened a second time, but a stout defense and a penalty, a clipping penalty, moved Iowa back to where a long field goal attempt was very short. Now George Riener, the senior from Washington, PA, comes in at left tackle. Dave Stutz will be the fullback. Rich Malott will be the tailback. First down at the Penn State 46-yard line. Stutz. 3 yards. Tom Rusk, the middle linebacker, and the key man of this Iowa defense, made another fine play. No huddle, 2nd and 8. Rich Monty was somewhere near the ball, but it's 3rd and 8.
Ray, those two receivers are too close. They must open up the distance between them a lot more than that, because they're making it easy for the defensive backs to cover them.
3rd and 8 now, as Matt Suey will check in and bring in the play. And he goes in at fullback. Now, he was in at tailback for a couple of plays, but now he's back in at his normal position of fullback. 1.5 minutes left in the first half. 3rd down, 8, Penn State at the Penn State 49. Suey. And a fine tackle by linebacker Dean Moore, and it's a 4th down.
Tackle by Moore.
Dean Moore saved a run for a first down, no doubt about it.
Now we have a little swing screen here to Suey. Andrew dumps the ball off. He just doesn't have enough speed to beat this man here and get to the first down.
Fitzke to punt. Dave Becker at the Iowa 15 with 46 seconds remaining will give the ball to his Iowa Hawkeyes.
On the 15-yard line, first down Iowa.
We're trying to see if we have any defensive changes. I see that Paul Matasavage, the freshman from Waterbury, Connecticut, number 74, is in the defensive line. Bill Banks is there. Ron Crosby. Chuck Benjamin, the front 4. Paul Suey is in at linebacker now. This is Tommy Renn. Belted down with 42 seconds left in the half by Paul Suey.
Iowa's going to run out the clock. They won't try anything fancy here.
Renn picked up a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down, 7 at the Iowa 18-yard line. The start of the second half should be most interesting because Penn State will have the football on the kickoff. This is Nate Winston, who has replaced Lazar at fullback. Tom DePasso brought him down, and Penn State asked for a timeout with 33 seconds left in the half. So Penn State now has 1 timeout remaining, and conceivably could get the ball with a 3rd and 3 coming up at the Iowa 22-yard line. Charlie Pittman will have some comments at halftime. We'll have that special feature on Heisman Trophy winner John Cappelletti. Temperature in the high 60s here at Beaver Stadium this afternoon, and yet another capacity crowd on hand to see if Penn State can snap back after that Very emotional loss to Ohio State last week. All Iowa has to do is take on Southern California next week.
They have one of the toughest schedules in the country.
All right, 33 seconds left in the half. 3rd and 3, Iowa. Iowa 22-yard line. Tommy Renn, and I think he has an Iowa first down.
Tom Renn carries.
If not, it's very close at the 25-yard. No, he doesn't have it now. They moved the ball back just a few inches where they ruled his forward progress to be, so we'll have a measurement, but I don't think he made it.
Timeout.
So maybe Penn State will get the ball on a punt.
Well, I think Penn State will probably, even if they do get the ball, just kill the clock, go into the dressing room and try to regroup, make some adjustments.
4th down, inches. Dan Matter, the Iowa punter in the game.
Timeout, Penn State.
Penn State just asked for a timeout, so no timeouts remaining for the Nittany Lions. Rich Motti drops back as a single return man. Maybe Penn State will try and put some pressure on the punter.
I'm sure they will, Ray. I'm sure they'll go for the block, hoping that they can get the big play here. As we said before, Iowa has had problems with kicking before.
Twice against Illinois in the Hawkeyes opener, they had difficulty with the punt, and it led directly to 2 Illinois touchdowns. There's Motti from our field level camera. Matter standing at the Iowa 10.
Matter will punt for Iowa.
No. Motti at the 33. Didn't quite get into the clear as Nate Winston put him down with 15 seconds left in the half.
State tried to outsmart Iowa on that, and there was almost a seam there.
We'll watch referee Bill Parkinson to see when he signals the clock should start operating. Pitsky to the right. Donovan to the left. Penn State 44. Stutz gets about 3 yards and stops the clock with 8 seconds left to play.
That's complete to Stutz.
Iowa's double covering both wide receivers with 2 free safeties behind them. It's going to be awfully difficult for Penn State to get a long pass completed under those circumstances.
So just 8 seconds left in the half now. Cephalo and Donovan will be wide. This is Malott. Caught from behind, and there goes a marker. Something happened in the course of that play developing that caused the penalty flag to go down with the clock showing 1 second left in the half.
That's unsportsmanlike. Illegal, but 12 men on the field. 12 men on the field.
Iowa had 12 men on the field. Well, now, shades of the Orange Bowl.
Wow. They got caught, though. The important thing about that, it stopped the clock, and Penn State has one more play to try to get some points up on the board.
And, of course, they get some yardage here.
Be interesting to see if they go for the field goal. It's within Barr's range.
Well, Matt Barr is coming onto the field.
Right.
The ball on the penalty goes down to the 27-yard line of Iowa. Let's listen now.
Field goal here would be a great lift for Penn State.
44-yard attempt. maybe we'll never know, George. It certainly had the distance. I don't know whether it was on target or not. Time had run out. That's the end of the first half. With the score, Iowa. There was no further scoring, and the half ended with the score. Iowa 7, Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Penn State Blue Band. Today's show theme, silly love song, and some not so silly. Inspired by the reasons McCartney hit, here are the majorettes in the title song.
Each week, the Penn State football coaches do some researching of the opposition. But that isn't the only research going on at Penn State University.
About half of its 68,000 students are here on the main campus, located in the beautiful Nittany Valley of central Pennsylvania. Others are studying at 21 Penn State campuses located across the state. They all have a single purpose: to serve people. An example of this service: developing an artificial heart. The long and complicated process of making, testing, remaking, and retesting these potentially life-saving devices has been a cooperative effort between faculty at both the university's main campus and its Milton S. Hershey Medical Center. Skills and knowledge of experts from a dozen different disciplines have gone into keeping this heart beating. This kind of teamwork is the lifeblood of research at a major university like Penn State, where many different kinds of expertise are directed towards a single goal: to serve people.
Well, George, 7-0, and as the fan for years has said about things, it could be worse.
Well, Ray, Penn State looked a little flat, you know, and it's a strange first half. There really weren't any key plays. Outside of Caldwell scrambling around a little bit, making some first downs, and the fact that Penn State's had bad field position, it's you know, it's just been a kind of a game where Iowa's playing with a little bit more enthusiasm. I just look for Penn State to come back in the second half with a more consistent offense. As I said before, I think they can hit their wide receivers. Iowa's playing awfully tight man coverage with a free safety. They're going to have to do something. They're making too many mistakes again.
Okay. John Cappelletti, the former great running back here at Penn State University, has really come into his own in the National Football League. He's an outstanding running back for the Los Angeles Rams. But the quality of this young man goes far beyond his accomplishments on the field. And to show you what we mean, we put together this special feature.
John, run! What was the last one you hit, Cappelletti? Was that the glove 3? Glove 2. Yeah, that's a good call. Tell Cappelletti he didn't run it right, though.
Band off to John Cappelletti off the right side. He breaks one tackle. He's into the secondary. Shakes another tackle. 2 blockers in front of him. He's going all the way. A 34-yard touchdown run for John Cappelletti. And off to Cappy. He's up the middle. Breaks to his right. Fakes one man. Comes back against the green. Touchdown. And puts Cappy over 200 yards on the afternoon.
John Cappelletti, All-American, second in career rushes at Penn State with a total of 2,639 yards, and this after only 2 seasons as a running back, and the only football player in the history of the university to receive the John W. Heisman Memorial Trophy. And perhaps the best glimpse into the personality of this exceptional young man came on the very night he received the Heisman.
I know my mother always cries at these affairs, so I'm going to try not to. A lot of people may have noticed that my legs are as straight as arrows, and that I have no trouble walking now or running now, but at one time in my life I couldn't walk without tripping. And my mother not only brought me through this, but she brought just about every member of our family through something like this. I'm very happy to do something like this. I thought about it since the Heisman was announced 10 days ago. And this is a dedicated trophy that a lot of people have earned. I've earned, my parents, the people I've mentioned, and numerous other people that are here tonight and been with me for a long time. The youngest member of my family, Joseph, is very ill. He has leukemia. And if I could dedicate this trophy to him tonight and give him a couple days of happiness, this is worth everything.
John Cappelletti, a most unusual young man. Well, Charlie Pittman up here in the booth, George Paterno has used the word flat to describe Penn State in the first half. What feeling do you have down on the playing field?
Ray, I'm in complete agreement with that statement. It's looked as though both offensively and defensively, Penn State is not aggressively coming off the football. The remark that I made earlier in the program, where I thought the Penn State offense would have to control the football and to keep the defense off the field, that has not happened. Penn State had one drive surmounted in the third quarter. In the second quarter, where they had 3 consecutive first downs, and that's about all we've done offensively. I think if we're going to get in this ball game and we want to come out victorious, we're going to have to sustain the ball on offense. We're going to have to control the ball and keep the defense off the field. And on defense, I think the fatigue is beginning to show up. Our players are running through the tackles. The initial hit is not stopping their offensive players. We're going to have to wrap when we initially make the contact and prevent those players from picking up those additional yardage. I think if we do that in the second half, control the football, make crisp tackles on defense, that we'll come out victoriously. Back upstairs.
And that was the commentary of Charlie Pittman, the former All-American running back from Penn State University. College, you know, is different things to different people.
A farmer talks about college. We use university computers to record our milk production and total feed costs. The result is a higher producing herd.
It's worth it.
We'll be back with the second half kickoff right after this. Now, Guido, what happened during the half? We had the level of the crowd. Hawkeyes lead by a score of 7-0. Penn State will receive the kickoff at the start of the second half. George Paterno, do you believe that what happens after this opening kickoff will have quite a bit to do on the second half?
Yes, Ray, this is of extreme importance. Schuler, the tight end's been hurt. They must sustain a drive, show that the Iowa defense that they can move the ball. If they stop right here and Iowa gets good field position again, it's going to be a long afternoon.
What do the unofficial statistics show us in the first half, George?
Well, Penn State has 7 first downs and Iowa has 8. Penn State has a net yardage of 107 to Iowa's 133. 28 plays for Penn State, 37 for Iowa.
Nick Portaro will kick off for Iowa. Fitzke in the middle, Motti to his right, Donovan to his left as we get ready for the second half before another capacity crowd at Beaver Stadium. Iowa kicks off to Penn State as we start the second half. 7-0 Iowa. Fitzke 2 yards deep in the end zone. To the 22-yard line. And now we find out if Penn State can move the football with any authority here as we get ready for the start of the second half. I am looking to see if it'll be Schuler or Onkotz at tight end. Mickey Schuler was injured in the second quarter. It is Onkotz at tight end on the left side. On first down, Cephalo. The pass just a bit low, and it'll be second down 10.
Again, I felt the tight end was open on that. I think they also can hit the tight end on a post when they have 2 wide receivers.
Malott at tailback, number 28. Suey at fullback, number 32. Wide receiver, Cephalo to the left and Motti to the right. Second down, 10. Malott. Good gain for the tailback before Dean Moore brings him down along with Nate Washington.
We have a lead play to Malott. He cuts it back. It's zone blocking. He makes a cut into the open area. This boy shows good speed. I expect him to break one. Williott made a fine block on that.
It is 3rd and 1, and a second tight end. It's going to be Greg Kubis coming in. Double tight end on 3rd and 1. Guys. First down to I beg your pardon, Rich Malott. Rich Malott.
This is another fine run, Malott. He breaks it right over the middle here on short yardage. Almost breaks it for a real long gainer. Penn State is coming off the ball much better now. And that was a key play to put that drive together. Keep the momentum going.
First down at the 36-yard line. Suey. 4 yards for Matt Suey before running into Dean Moore and Tom Rusk, 2 of the Iowa linebackers.
We have a fullback counter play. Suey breaks it up the middle. They're zone blocking now, and the backs are running for daylight.
Second down, 6. Well, this is very close to another first down for Malott.
Again, this is just the same play. They're running right at the middle linebackers, just zone blocking. Malott's looking awfully good.
It is 3rd down and less than 1 as the sophomore from Coriopolis has 2 good runs here at the start of the second half. Double tight end. Malott 46-yard line. Matt Suey led the blocking.
State has to hang on to the football now.
Kubas, the additional tight end, leaves the game. Tom Donovan comes in. Suey. Suey gets 9 yards.
All right, it's the same play now. It's a counter to Suey again. Watch Watt come across, make a fine block. Suey cuts it back and heads upfield. A play action pass here, deep, might go all the way.
2nd and 1. Cepalo left. Monty right. This is Malott. First down, 34-yard line. This Penn State drive started at the Penn State 22-yard line.
Ray, Iowa is bringing their defense up very, very tight. And I think Penn State will have to put the ball in the air eventually.
11:20 left to play. 3rd quarter. 7-0 Iowa. Penn State first down at the Iowa 34. Malott. For Cepalo. So Iowa was not caught napping, and a result, it is 2nd and 10.
Sears did a fine job of man-to-man coverage on that play. He was not fooled by the fake sweep.
Now Penn State has a 2nd and 10. Malott to the 31-yard line.
Tackled by
Vasquez, one of the defensive linemen, and Nate Washington. So this play will probably decide whether we see Matt Barr or not.
Iowa is pinching their down 4 to the inside to stop that play up the middle.
3rd down, 7. Fine play by Rod Sears, the defensive halfback, number 19. It is 4th down, and in comes Matt Barr to attempt a field goal.
This is 2 fine plays by Sears in a row. He's got Cepalo pretty well covered. Jimmy might have come back to the ball a little bit, like all good receivers should, but he gets in front, knocks it down. Good man-to-man coverage.
Donovan will hold for a 48-yard attempt. Greg Kubas will snap the ball. Way short. Touchback. Iowa gets the football. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Iowa's big fullback, John Lazar, gets good yardage on first down as the Hawkeyes stop the Penn State mild scoring threat.
Tackled by Chuck Benjamin.
Gain 4 yards. 2nd down 6. Into the game, Bill Schultz, a wide receiver. 10 minutes left to play 3rd quarter. Hawkeyes clinging to a 7-0 lead. Lazar to the 26. It'll be 3rd and 4. He ran into Tony Petruccio.
Iowa was starting to check off a little bit, trying to run the ball in the proper hole.
A 3rd and 4. McNulty to the right, Iowa's leading receiver. Dennis Mosley to the left. 3rd and 4. This is Sheeler. The tailback, Ernie Sheeler, all the way down to the Penn State 44-yard line.
Pass complete to Ernie Sheeler. First down, Iowa.
So the Hawkeyes come up with a big third down play.
All right, Sheeler just slips off into the flat. The tackle's missed, and he almost goes all the way. Penn State can't continue to let Iowa get out of the hole like this.
First down, Iowa, Penn State 44-yard line. Lazar.
John Lazar.
Pinched down by Petruccio and Banks after a short gain. It'll be second down 8 at the Penn State 42. Iowa lost the opener to Illinois, totally crushed Syracuse last week, and leads Penn State 7-0 with 8:25 left to play, third quarter. This is Sheeler. Iowa is going to have a 3rd and 2. Bill Crummy and Tony Petruccio bring down Iowa's leading runner coming into this game, Ernie Sheeler.
3rd and 2.
Ray, Iowa's running a lead play away from the tight end or the slot. Right over the left guard on that particular play. Big play.
Full house backfield, double tight end, 3rd down 2. Close to a first down is Tommy Renn at the Penn State 34-yard line.
Tom Renn carries the ball.
That was plain, unadulterated power football.
Officials time
They
out.
went right at him that time, Ray. It's very close.
Your attention, please. Will Neil Kukolan please report to the first aid room under the west
First
stand.
down. First
Neil
down.
Kukolan.
First down, Iowa. So the Hawkeyes now have moved from their own 20 with 2 first downs to the Penn State 34. The wide receivers come back in. Mosley and Schultz go right. Sheeler, 1 yard.
Ernie Sheeler carries.
Ron Crosby brought him down. And Chuck Benjamin.
That was a counter play with a tackle trap on it. It was played well by the Penn State defense.
Exactly 7 minutes remaining, third period. McNulty to the right on second down 9. Sheeler to the 30. It'll be 3rd and 6. DeAnge, Petruccio, Benjamin, Banks. Now, does Iowa put the ball in the air, George?
Well, the way they're moving the ball now, they have 2 downs to make a first down. You really have to guess anything would go here, but I still look for that bootleg out there, or Sheeler's slipping off in the flat again.
3rd and 6. Broken down by Neil Hutton and Gary Peter Kuski at the 5. It'll be 4th down. And we're going to have Nick Paterno, the place kicker, into the game.
Pass intended for Mosley. Broken up by Hutton.
And he will apparently try about a 47-yard field goal with 6:19 remaining in the third quarter. Substitute quarterback Doug Piro is the holder.
Nick Paterno will attempt the field goal for Iowa from 47 yards away.
Blocked. Penn State has the ball at the Penn State 34. DeAnge and Hutton were there. There's a timeout on the field. And the score, Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Following a blocked field goal attempt by Penn State has the ball at the Penn State 35. 7-0 Iowa, 6:12 left, third quarter. Suey. Nothing there at all.
That's Suey carries.
Penn State is facing an Iowa team right now, George Paterno, if I can judge it correctly, an Iowa team that believes in itself now.
Absolutely. Now, Suey almost loses the ball here. He doesn't have a good grip, but he's got it in the wrong hand. He should have had it in his left hand to ward off the defenders.
No gain, 2nd and 10. First down, Andrus at the Penn State 48. Vasquez and middle linebacker Mike Jackson brought him down.
I wonder if he felt the breath of that end chasing him from behind.
And coming up limping, Steve Vasquez, a defensive lineman, and he has to leave the game. Suey, oh boy, tough defense by Dan Schultz, number 99, a defensive tackle in the game.
Ray, the secret to Iowa's defense right now is they're letting everybody come and playing man-to-man on all the receivers. And Penn State's going to have to take advantage of it.
Suey got a yard. It's 2nd and 9, and Malott now is in the game at tailback. Stutz stays in at fullback. But they're in a double wing. Big rush by linebacker Dean Moore.
Tackled by Dean Moore.
And a loss of 5 yards. It is 3rd and 15.
Iowa had an outside blitz on. Linebacker came, made the play.
A 3rd and 15 now for Penn State with 4:15 left in the 3rd quarter. 7-0, Iowa is leading. And Andrus loses his footing. 4th down. So it's punt formation time as the offense leaves the field.
Well, that can happen to anybody, Ray, but it just seems a series of one error upon error every time Penn State gets something going.
Becker and Jim Caldwell back as twin return men for Scott Fitzke's anticipated punt. Becker, fair catch. Iowa, good position. Iowa 32. There's a timeout on the field.
Iowa 32.
The score Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Penn State has punted to Iowa with 3:34 left in the 3rd quarter, and the Hawkeyes have it 1st and 10 at the Iowa 32. 7-0, Hawkeyes lead. I want to forget the Buckeyes. It's Caldwell. And all of a sudden, Iowa breaks into the Penn State 45-yard line.
Nothing on the tackle.
And injured on the play, tight end Tom Renn.
Ray, that was a design play. That was the keeper off the counter play, and Deanne's got caught inside. And Caldwell's a real fine runner. That shouldn't happen.
First down, Iowa, Penn State 45. Sheeler to the 42. Deanne's made the stop on the Iowa tailback. And Tommy Renn, number 22, checks into the backfield, and he'll replace Sheeler now at tailback. It'll be 2nd down 8. Paul Suey, number 80, has replaced Joe Deange at the one outside linebacking position. 2nd down 8. Lazar to the 40. It'll be 3rd and 5. Suey and Banks make the stop.
Tackled by Banks and Suey.
This is a similar situation to the last time they were down here. Again, I think they probably throw the ball.
Time running out, third quarter. 2:10 left in the period. 3rd and 5. Great play by linebacker Tom DePasso. It is 4th and 5. And the punter comes in for Iowa.
4th down and 5.
All right, he just rolls a little to his left. Tries to drill it out here, as we said, looking for the pass. Nice tip here. Prevents the reception. Penn State has to come up with one of his old-type big plays.
Marty is back at the Penn State 10. Matter standing at the Iowa 46. Out of bounds at the Penn State, the 11-yard line. Charlie Pittman, what are your thoughts now, late in the third quarter?
I think Penn State had to do exactly what Iowa was doing. They're moving the ball on offense, controlling the ball. The defense comes on the field, holds them 3 plays, and they're out. If Penn State can control the ball on offense and hold on defense, we got to win this game. Back upstairs.
Okay, Charlie Pittman. Penn State once again deep in Penn State territory, this time at the 11. Only a yard for Rich Malott.
Well, Iowa knows that Penn State's under a lot of pressure down here, and they're really coming hard. Penn State cannot make a mistake down here.
2nd down 9. Iowa's defenders, Ben Shooter, Schultz, Hubbard, Washington, Feuerbach, Jackson, Moore, Jim Caldwell, Becker, Danzy, and Sears. This is Malott. 1 yard, that's all. It is going to be 3rd down and between 7 and 8 yards for a 1st down.
Iowa's really fired up, and as I said before, the key to the defense is that they've been playing one-on-one coverage, man-to-man on the receivers, enabling the linebackers to stay on the line of scrimmage and help out.
Only 1:23 left in the third quarter now. Rich Maudie with Sears, beg your pardon, Scott Fitzke with Sears defending.
All right, this one-on-one, man-to-man coverage that I just mentioned before. Fitzke goes out there, turns upfield, and he makes a great catch. There's pretty good coverage here, almost what we call face guarding. Good concentration by the receiver.
Penn State is at the 49-yard line of Iowa. Suey. And Iowa hitting hard, limits Suey to 1.5 yards. Mike Jackson, the middle linebacker, made first contact. It'll be 2nd down 8. We're in the final 1 minute now of the third quarter.
Anytime a defense can play you man-to-man coverage, you're in trouble running the ball.
If it's a running play, there'll be time for one more play here in the quarter. The big fullback, Stutz, is met by Moore after a short gain, and another moment of truth coming up. It'll be 3rd down and 5.5 for Penn State at the 45-yard line of Iowa.
I look for Iowa to come for the blitz. A draw play or a screen would be very apropos in this circumstance.
I don't think we'll have time for another play here in the quarter. No, we will not. That's the end of the third quarter. With the score, Iowa 7 and Penn State nothing. We'll be back right after this. Penn State has a 3rd down and 6 at the Iowa 45-yard line as the 4th quarter begins with Iowa leading 7-0. Maudie and Fitzke to the left. Intended for Malott. Incomplete. 4th down.
Well, the play was there. Malott was open. He just took his eye off the ball. Again, it's man-to-man coverage, and the linebacker had a little difficulty picking him up.
Fitzke in to punt on 4th down. Becker and Jim Caldwell to receive the punt.
Kick coverage. The reviewers out there, you young players, notice how that offense surrounded the ball, preventing it from going to the end zone.
So now it is Iowa with poor field position, which plagued Penn State much of the first half. Now it's Iowa that cannot afford a turnover. Tom Renn is back in the game at tight end, number 13. Full house backfield. Sheeler, 2 yards. There's Bob Cummings, the head coach of Iowa. Actually, there was a 3-yard pickup for the tailback. It is 2nd and 7 at the Iowa 6. To the 9. It will be 3rd down and 4 as Crosby and Ollerman bring him down.
All right, Penn State has this play defense. Now watch Sheeler cut to his left, trying to run for daylight. He almost breaks this play. Ollerman comes up, makes the tackle. Crosby comes from behind.
3rd and 3.5 for a 1st down. The ball just short of the Iowa 10-yard line. 13:40 left in the game. 7-0 Iowa. Sheeler, 1st down. So the Hawkeyes again, when they have to make a big play, they make a big play.
That's correct. Again, the quarterback changed the play, ran it to the tight end side on the short side of the field with counteraction. Now watch, we get a very slow reaction here from number 95, which is Banks. DePasso, pardon.
1st down, Iowa at the Iowa 17. The fullback, Lazar, fumble. Penn State has it. Neil Hutton.
Ray, that's the first turnover Penn State's been able to get in almost, 2 games now, but Lazar was intent on cutting to his outside here. Watch him. And what happens, he's got the ball in the wrong hand. Now, this is what we tell young players. And he's stripped by Hutton.
Penn State at the 30-yard line of Iowa. Stutz, only a couple of yards. From the 30 to the 9. And new quarterback Chuck Fusina comes into the game. New tailback Rich Malott. It is 2nd and 9 at the Iowa 29. Stutz at fullback, Malott at tailback. Andy Onkotz, the tight end, is short of a 1st down at the 22-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
This play, Messina rolls out to his right, puts pressure on the corner. Shula gets in the flat. Uncatch gets in the flat. He doesn't fall down. He takes it down right close to the goal line.
So here's a big 3rd and 2 for Penn State. Suey, first down. A great second effort by Matt Suey.
Suey does this on individual effort, running out of the tailback spot here. He gives that extra turn here, slips the tackle, and takes it to the first down. Good block by, tackle by Weiss on that.
First down, Penn State at the Iowa 17 with 11 and a half minutes left in the game. Suey. Fumble! Jimmy Cephalo recovers. First and goal at the 5. So an alert play by Jimmy Cephalo saved Penn State.
All right, we have the sweep to the right here and a good cutback. The end gets a little loose. He follows Stutz, makes a good cut. He's got to hold on to that football. He hasn't got his fingers over the tip. Now Jimmy Cephalo is a flanker, comes back and recovers the fumble. And Rena made a great block on it.
It is first and goal at the 5.
Good.
Malott to the 3. Malott to the 3-yard line. It'll be second and goal, and Iowa sends in 3 big new defenders.
Iowa is what we call a goal line gap defense. They're taking away every gap, and they're coming with everybody very strong, playing man-to-man on the receiver.
Second and goal. Malott to the 1-yard line. 1.5 maybe.
Malott, here's a lead play to Malott. They're trying to get over the tackle. It's pretty tough. There's a lot of people in there. I think they can get outside where he can make an inside cut. It'll put a little more pressure on the defense. So with 2 yards to make a 1.5 yards, they might stay in the off tackle hole.
Third down, 1.5 yards away. 9.5 minutes left in the game. 7-0 Iowa. Tailback is shy of the goal line. Malott got it down inside the 1.
Ray, that's the same play, just to the other side. I would look for Joe to put young Suey in here, where you might get a little bit more power on this goal line situation.
Penn State has taken one of its 3 remaining timeouts. The ball is about 1.5 feet short of the goal line. There's a timeout on the field. With a score, Iowa 7 and Penn State 0. We'll be back right after this. Penn State has a 4th and goal, 1.5 feet away from a touchdown. Suey was out of the game for some equipment repairs. He's back in the game. Penn State is going for the touchdown. Stutz at fullback. Suey, touchdown. Now, Penn State is going for the two-point conversion the way it looks now. I have not seen Barr come in. Have you, George?
Not yet. You know, this is the way Joe approaches college football. You play to win, though. If they get the tie, then the onus and the is on Iowa to come back and break the tie, and they could make a mistake, you know, with the pressure on them. So let's see what happens.
All right. With 9:01 left in the game, Penn State is going for two. Monty and Cepalo are to the right.
They're going to hit the back and the flat.
Bucina. No, they do not get it. Iowa stops them. The Hawkeyes lead by 1.
Okay, this is what we called it. They're going to try to hit. Oh, this is the touchdown play. Watch young Suey go in. Sheer effort. He smells that goal line. We said that last week. He comes to play. Penn State's still in fine position to win the game.
Here's the two-point conversion try now again.
Ray, as I said, they're trying to hit the back and the flat. He's held up by the end. In fact, he pulls him down. That should have been an interference call. And the defensive halfback comes up and knocks the ball down.
So now, I'd have to say that we're building up to a final 9 minutes and 1 second of excitement here at Beaver Stadium.
Well, Iowa cannot afford to play cautiously here, because the field goal can win it.
Cook, Sheeler, and Mosley back for Barr's kickoff. After Penn State scored the touchdown but missed the two-point conversion, Penn State kicks off. Barr to Mosley. And he is pinned down at the 18-yard line by Bruce Clark, a substitute linebacker.
I would like to see Penn State play real tough defense now, knowing that Iowa will be reluctant to put the ball in the air. Let them come with 7 and 8 men, put the pressure on Iowa's running game.
Iowa's running game means quarterback Butch Caldwell, tailback Ernie Sheeler, number 37, fullback John Lazar, number 44. Caldwell, 1 yard. Now that's about as conservative as you could get there, George.
Well, I think it might have been a broken play. That's just a little too conservative.
1 yard, second down 9. We'll keep a close eye on the clock, of course.
He can do that all day long. It's okay with me, Ray.
Second down and 9 from the 19 of Iowa. Caldwell out of bounds at the 24. The very speedy Dennis Mosley. Boy, he's a little scary.
Well, the quarterback did a great job. He held on to the ball to the last minute, giving Mosley the opportunity to come up the sideline. And again, that is a fake of the inside fake to the fullback. Here comes an option play. The Penn State defense strings out real well here. The guard's coming around. He pitches at the last minute, and watch him step out of bounds right there.
Third down, 4. Mosley in motion. Mosley, he almost went all the way. He has a first down at the Iowa 41, and Gary Peter Kuski saved a touchdown.
Okay, Penn State got fooled, and this is a fake counter play. Here he comes around. There's Mosley takes the pitch. Good block by the wide receiver, and he can certainly scoot.
So Iowa gets a little more time. 8:10 left in the game. First down at the Iowa 41. Sheeler, 5 yards. Ran into Alderman, DeAnge.
Tackled by Ellerman.
But Iowa's offensive line right now is doing an excellent job. The tailback got 5 yards on first down. It is 2nd and 5.
And notice how they're moving the ball around. Inside, outside, options, straight handoffs.
Renn to the 48. It'll be 3rd and 3. Joe DeAnge brought down number 22.
I hope Penn State's alert for that fake cross buck and a keeper by Caldwell, which he ran so well the last time he tried it.
The clock is running, only 7:10 left in the game. 3rd down, 3. Caldwell, first down, or very close to it. Banks brought him down, but the elusive Caldwell is very close to a first down. Close enough to call for a measurement.
Officials timeout.
The one thing that the Hawkeyes had to do
Scores of other games in the
was
third
control the
quarter.
football.
Ohio State 21, Missouri
Like
7.
first down.
It's stretched out, sir. So Iowa gets 2 first downs in a row now at a time when
Also
needed
in the
most.
third quarter, Pittsburgh 14, Temple 7.
1st and 10 at the 48.5-yard line of Penn State. There's Matt Suey, number 32, receiving attention along the sideline. Lazar and Joe DeAnge made a fine play.
Tackled by DeAnge.
Loss on the play, close to 5 yards. It's 2nd and 15.
Penn State had a... I watched the engine, and this is a blitz. They're coming in. Penn State's going to put an awful lot of pressure on them, take all the gaps, force them to throw the ball.
2nd and 15 at the Iowa 47. 6 minutes left in the game. This is Cook, the wingback. 1 yard, 3rd and 14. Petruccio made another fine play. Suey apparently is all right. Now, another big 3rd down play coming up with only 5.5 minutes left in the game. 7-6 Iowa. Bill Schultz goes to the left. Jesse Cook goes to the left. Fumble! Caldwell recovers. It is 4th down. It is ruled that Penn State took it away from Caldwell. Tom DePasso.
Now, Ray, Penn State must put together 2 or 3 first downs, get that ball close enough to kick a field goal before the clock can run out if they get in that position. They must be very cautious here, but not too cautious.
Caldwell had the ball for a moment, but DePasso alertly took it away. First down, Penn State at the Iowa 48. This is Malott. An aroused Iowa defense led by linebacker Dean Moore, who has been outstanding. Loss on the play, 4 yards, 2nd and 14.
This is a sweep to the Twins. Now, Malott takes this a little too wide. Instead of cutting in right here, try to get 3 or 4 yards. You want to get the ball as close to the goal post as possible.
Cephalo to the left. Marty to the right. Usina. Marty. Just a little bit too long for Rich Marty, and now Penn State has a 3rd and 14.
Incomplete. 3rd down.
Number 12 for Penn State is Herb Menhart. He is also a place kicker, as is Matt Barr. But first, Penn State has to get close. It is 3rd and 14. Cephalo in motion. is Donovan. First down, 34-yard line of Iowa. Donovan gets a first down at the Iowa 34 with 4:06 left in the game.
Lucina was able to complete this pass by breaking the contain, putting the pressure on the linebacker to come up. Now he catches Donovan turning in. Donovan comes back to the ball fine. And watch this kid run. He plays with tremendous determination.
Back live, first down, Iowa 34. This is stuck. No gain. Fine play by Chuck Danzy, the strong safety. It'll be 2nd and 10, and the clock is running.
Ray, Penn State's backs must go upfield, run north and south, get the ball as close as they can for the field goal, not taking it out wide.
Motti to the right, Fitzke to the left. 3:20 left in the game, and the clock running. 2nd and 10. Lucina. Fitzke incomplete at the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10. Well, the last time on a 3rd and 10, Lucina rolled to get away from the pressure. Let's see what he does this time as Cephalo brings in the play.
I think we'll see a similar type play. However, the screen could work because Iowa is really coming.
Third down. He never had a chance. It is 4th down with 3:02 left. Kerry Buerbach, the linebacker, made a great play. And it is going to be punt formation time for Fitzke.
Well, that took him out of field goal range, Ray. That was a key play. Iowa had the blitz coming.
Very high. Out of bounds, Iowa 22-yard line. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7 and Penn State 6. We'll be back right after this. Penn State was forced to punt with about 2.5 minutes left. Iowa has the ball at the Iowa 22-yard line. 2:29 remaining, and Iowa leading by 1 point. This is Sheeler to the 29-yard line.
Bernie Sheeler carries.
Penn State now has only 2 timeouts remaining. Sheeler getting good yardage on first down, and as a result, it is 2nd down and 4.
Iowa's tight end made a fine block on that as they ran the sweep into the motion to the short side of field. Tom Renn.
Sheeler, it's going to be 3rd and about 1. At the 31-yard line of Iowa, Penn State takes one of its 2 remaining timeouts. So it really boils down to where Penn State has to stop this next play. There's a timeout on the field. With the score Iowa 7, Penn State 6. We'll be back right after this. Iowa has a third down, a yard and a half away from a first down. 2:14 left in the game. Iowa leading by 1 point, a full house backfield. Narker down, loose football. Penn State has the ball. Let's see where the penalty was. Illegal motion, Iowa. Penn State has the football. First down at the Iowa 26. Ron Hostetler recovered it.
Right. Now Penn State's got to move the ball a little closer, stay inside, and hope that they get close enough as the clock starts running out to go for the field goal.
Kurt Allerman, I believe, forced the fumble. Hostetler recovered it. Bucina at quarterback. 2 minutes and 9 seconds left. First down at the Iowa 26. It was intended for Rich Maughy. It will be 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a sprint out to the right with a post pattern by Morty coming across the middle. He was there.
2nd down 10 with 2:04 left in the game. Donovan comes in now to replace Maughy.
I think a draw play could really go here and get the ball in real close, enabling them to make the field goal.
Stutz at fullback, Malott at tailback. Malott, and somebody got his hand out. Penn State takes a timeout. A defensive lineman, James Molini, made a fine play there for Iowa. Penn State has no timeouts remaining. It is 3rd and 9 at the Iowa 25 with 1 minute 58 seconds left.
Ray, that was the draw play then. The defensive end just got the tailback by the ankle and kept him from going for a long way. Might go again.
Well, there's Chuck Bucina talking with Joe Paterno. Rich Maughy eavesdropping.
Well, the other thing Penn State must consider is to keep the ball in the middle of the field. So we might see them run the ball to their right, or run something up the middle, or throw over the middle, so the ball is basically in the middle of the field for a better angle for the field goal.
3rd and virtually 10 yards for a first down. Again, time left. 1 minute, 58 seconds. Cepalo goes right. Donovan to the left. Double wing. First down as Danzy held the tight end, Andy Oncotts, and I mean, there was no doubt about that.
Right, Ray, they've been doing it all afternoon, but the important thing, it stops the clock, automatic first down. Penn State's in 5 positions to keep moving the ball.
Interference number 46 on the defense. First down.
It's a first down at the 19-yard line of Iowa. 1:53 left now. Penn State has no timeouts remaining. Malott to the 6-yard line. First down, and it stops the clock with 1:46 remaining.
Ray, State has plenty of time. They don't lose their poise here. I look for the same type of play again.
Bucina out of bounds at the 5. That stops the clock with 1 minute 33 left. The clock's still running. He did not get out of bounds.
That was a design play primarily to get him out of bounds.
That stops the clock. With 1 minute 16 remaining, Penn State has a 3rd and goal at the Iowa 5.
Ray, I think Penn State will run over the right tackle, hoping to break it for the touchdown, keeping the ball trying to keep the ball in the middle of the goalpost and go for the field goal.
All right. Tom Donovan carries in the play. It is 3rd and goal at the Iowa 5. Donovan just can't wait to get up to the line of scrimmage. He wanted to leave the huddle in a hurry. Cepalo to the right. He is down at the 8-yard line. So now it boils down to the final 1 minute. Herb Menhart will try to put 3 points on the board.
Ray, that was a keeper play designed. He almost got away with it. They're in good position here. The angle's not quite as good as you would like, but still the ball is close enough where it shouldn't make too much of a difference.
Now, Iowa, and I would have to believe that this is a little bit of a psychological move, asked for a timeout so that Herb Menhart, the freshman from Flourtown, Pennsylvania, has time to do a little thinking about this.
That's exactly right. Young Menhart could, the game is all down to one play. They're using him on the short field goals. He's a frontal kicker, which is a little better with this type of angle.
The attempt will be from about the 15-yard line, so that'll make it a 25-yard attempt. It's all important now that we not stress just the fact that it's Menhart. Kubis will probably snap the ball. Donovan will be the holder, so that it's not just the one man involved here.
And I guarantee you they have to keep 11 people coming because Iowa's going to come with the whole team.
And Iowa had 12 men on the field. Now they get the 12th man off. It is wide. It is wide to the left. With 47 seconds remaining, Iowa gets the football. The snap was low, and just that eyelash in timing that was off conceivably made the difference.
Well, you can't lose a crisp ball, and not have it hurt you.
The ball is placed at the 15-yard line. First down, Iowa. I did not catch what the infraction was. It was a 5-yard penalty, delay of game against Iowa. So the Hawkeyes have just 47 seconds remaining. 47 seconds away from a really cherished, hard-fought win. They were able to overcome a key fumble here in the closing moments, as Caldwell just falls on the ball, and there might be time for one more play. So Ohio State last week, Iowa of the Big Ten for the second week in a row. The Penn State Nittany Lions face Big Ten football teams, and Bob Cummings, the longtime high school coach of Massillon, Ohio, sees his Hawkeyes just seconds away from a truly cherished victory. The clock running, 15 seconds left. Caldwell falls on the ball again, and he's been a fine quarterback today for Iowa. Penn State, of course, no timeouts remaining, must helplessly watch the final
tough loss, Joe.
Well, actually, we were lucky to be so close. Iowa really outplayed us most of the football game. They dominated the line of scrimmage. We just couldn't really generate a sustained running attack. I thought the Iowa kids came ready to play. They took off, took the ball loose, and they're a fine football team. We have no excuses.
Well, as we all know, it's sad that we lost the game, but that's part of the game. And where do we go from here?
Well, I think what we got to do, Charlie, now is just kind of regroup, and maybe the fact that we played such an emotional game last week, and with people who maybe can't sustain that pace, we'll just have to sit back. We won't panic. We'll have a good football team before it's over.
Do you think the team was somewhat tired after your defensive team in particular, after being on the field so long against Ohio State?
Well, could be. We didn't play with very much enthusiasm in the first half. Obviously, they ran the ball too well against us. We just didn't attack the line of scrimmage. So I don't know. I'll have to look at the pictures, Charlie. I don't want to take anything away from Iowa. I thought Iowa played a great football game today.
Okay, Joe. Thanks a lot for your comments. Back upstairs.
Thank you, Charlie Pittman. George Paterno, about 60 seconds now for you to sum up this afternoon's win by Iowa in upset fashion over Penn State.
Well, Ray, I concur with Joe's remarks. Penn State had ample opportunities to win the game, and I mean, there's no excuse for missing kicks that close, whether they gave it to the tailback or not. I think it's been a long time since Penn State lost 2 in a row, and Coach Cummings did a great job with his Iowa squad. They hadn't beaten Penn State in years, and they came here wanting to be the national power to prove that they've improved, that their team was getting better, that the Syracuse game was no fluke, and that they're a team to be reckoned with. They deserve the game. I wish them success. And I think, as Joe said, Penn State must regroup and rise like a phoenix from the ashes.
Next week for Penn State, Kentucky. Next week for Iowa, Southern California.
That's a tough.
So Iowa, after leading 7-0 at halftime, holds on to win by 7-6. For George Paterno and Charlie Pittman, this is Ray Scott saying so long from Beaver Stadium in University Park, where the final score was Iowa 7, Penn State 6. For Charlie Pittman and George Paterno, this is Ray Scott saying so long from Beaver Stadium in University Park, where the final score was Iowa 7, Penn State 6.